Last year, I did Ironman Mallorca in 7 hours. This year, I beat that time by over 1 hour. I've done a few Ironmans back in 2012 to 2016. I then took a 7-year break. And in 2023, I decided to give Mallorca 70.3 another shot. So I did 7 hours, 2 minutes. By far my slowest time, but I did it. After that race, I said I would never do that again. Then, last September, which is my 45th birthday, I decided to give triathlon another shot at Mallorca. So, of course, I entered again. Now at that time, my weight was at 108 kilos and I'd not done training for many months. In fact, I've actually got a history of training for a race, completing it, and then just losing the motivation and finding something else to do. Anyhow, I was overweight, I was struggling mentally with the stresses of work and life, and I just knew that a good training plan would massively help me. So, 7 months, time to get it back in shape, time to smash that time from last year. So, the training began. I committed to getting up early and doing 2 or 3 sessions a week. I actually found a gym just 2 minutes from my workplace, so I knew it'd be a great place to get my training done before work. Same with swimming, twice a week, 6 a.m. I made sure to turn up to that pool and get my training done. Running, that had to wait. I had a knee injury, so full speed on swimming and spinning. So I kept this quite consistent with my training, my self-discipline, although December wasn't that great. On the 1st of March, I then got myself a personal coach. Now this is where things really changed for the better. I got a personalised training plan and it was all uploaded on my Training Peaks. So I had a clear plan on what to do and to follow. I had my paces set, my zones, and I stuck to this. This was so new to me. I want to give a big shout out to Chris at Team Oxygen Addict, my coach. They are doing an amazing job. And by the 25th of March, I then hit 100 kilos for the first time. It was so good to see double digits for the first time in many, many years. I was 99 kilos. Yes! Then, by the 1st of May, I'd got my weight down to 93 kilos. I was so happy with this, by the way I was feeling and looking. Progress was happening. The 2 months of training done with my new coach really helped me improve across all the areas. Swim, bike, run, but also recovery and weight loss followed as well. I got to race week in brilliant shape and I was ready to race and smash my old time. Friday morning, we just done a run shakedown as they call it, met up with the Hoka crew, got a free t-shirt. I arrived a bit late, so they just had extra small left, so around the neck it goes, and I'll give that to my 6-year-old. Yeah, just done a nice 4.5k run on the course, come back with some snacks, free samples, and yeah, just really nice to get out here and mingle with a few of the other triathletes. Going to do the race briefing at 11, which is an hour and a half's time. And then, yeah, it's a hot day today, 24, 25 degrees. We'll rack the bike as late as possible so my tyres aren't exposed to the heat, let a bit of air out. And then tomorrow is race day. Looking forward to it. All is good. So let's recap that race, the swim. So I took the safer option of swimming on the left-hand side. All the overtaking happens on the shortest route, which is on the right-hand side. I'm not a great swimmer, I wanted a calm swim, no people whacking my legs and feet. No problem with that. I was happy with how I felt. I stayed in a straight line, regular sighting. I didn't freak out when people were whacking my legs. I got out the water feeling great. I saw all of my family and I heard them cheering, "Go on, Christian." I was so happy. This is what it's all about, enjoying the day. My target goal for the swim was a sub 40. I got 40:11, close. But that's a swim PB by over 1 minute, so that's very cool. Then to transition 1, probably one of the longest transition zones I know of. Took me 8 minutes to get through it all. Again, my family were there cheering me all the way. They followed me across the swim to transition. Bike. This went great. Spot on, in fact. It's a tough course. It's a long climb of 800 meters in elevation. Hills are just not my forte. I mean, I'm a big, heavy guy by comparison to most triathletes, but I handled it the best I could. Going downhill really scares me. You have to brake on every hairpin corner. Safety trumps speed, that's for sure. Once the hills were done though, I was in that aero position and constantly overtaking. My average speed shot up. I actually felt like a real cyclist for the first time ever. And then I kept playing back the voice of my coach when I asked him whether I should be in aero or sat up, because I can do more power sat up. But he said, aero always trumps watts. So every time I thought that, down into aero position I went, and thank God I did that. So I finished the bike 3 hours and 5 minutes, a PB on this course by 1 minute, but I will take that. Transition 2 went fine, 5 minutes, but having took my bike shoes off, my feet were practically burning on that red carpet. It was so hot. Then I had to take a toilet stop straight away. The whole bike course I felt I needed the toilet, so it was a relief to get that out. Then onto the run. Now, here comes the problem. I got a stitch literally from the start and I couldn't shake it off. My heart rate shot up to 160 and I could not get it down. That first 7K was hell. I realised beating my PB on this course was not going to happen and it just went right out the window. So, in my mind, I dreamed for 5:44, the new goal, sub 6. Let's go for that. Then I took my coach's advice. He told me to walk at the aid stations. I did that. Tried getting my heart rate down, cooled myself, chucking cups of water over me. It was such a hot day. I'm very pleased I practiced that in training now, stopping every 9 minutes or so in a run. This helped get my pace on track back to 5 minutes per kilometre. The second half of the half marathon went great. Back on pace, broke the sub 6, good enough for me. So, I crossed the finish line, 5 hours 53, smashed last year by 1 hour and 10 minutes. So, post-race, a part of me would be happy if I got sub 44. I gotta admit that. That was my all-time PB. It's just stupid how 9 minutes can totally change someone's mindset, my feelings about my performance. I put the pressure on myself. The truth is, I'd hoped for better for myself actually. After a few months of proper coaching, I guess it was too little too late. Of course, it helped absolutely loads. But I guess my own sessions I did from October to March was just not optimal. Plus, I got my weight dropped by 10 kilos, but I was still racing at 94 kilos, which is not optimal. I feel I'm carrying all this weight, especially in a tri-suit. Hey, but it was a miracle I could fit into a tri-suit. But in all honesty, now I'm reflecting, sub 6 hours, 94 kilos, 45 years old, beating my time by 1 hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, I love it. I'll take that and on to the next stage. So, what is next for me? Copenhagen Ironman, August 18th. Bring it on. So now I've got a 12-week training block to make as many improvements as possible. Firstly, weight loss. Oh, I can't wait to do this. I'll be eating very healthy, carry on my habits, and I hope through this process to drop another 10 kilos and get down to around 85, or preferably close to that magic 80 mark, if it's even possible for me. So, 1 kilo a week, easy. If I can lose over 10 kilograms of weight, then it'll be the lightest I've been in over 10 years. Secondly, be faster on the swim, bike, run. Simple, right? But with both of these, the weight and the disciplines, then the time will come. So what's the goal? Beat my personal best of 10:44. What's the dream? Sub 10 hours. So, despite getting 5:53 and a half, my goal is still sub 10 for the full distance in 12 weeks. It's a flat course, it's in my hometown, it won't be baking hot, there's loads of time for lots of improvements. Sub 10 for a full Ironman is honestly one of the biggest achievements I want to do in my life. So it's coming either this year or next. But ultimately, I will enjoy this 12-week process of having to try and get there. Having an ambitious goal, that's what motivates me to turn up for training every day, and also motivates me to make those healthy food choices and say no to an extra piece of cake or two. But I actually honestly love all the training sessions. Well, most of them. I'm going to keep you updated with my progress in a future video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.